When March came along, I did something. I picked up a film camera that I haven't used in a while. I figured that it's time to shoot on film since I haven't done that so far this year. And then something clicked. I just did not stop shooting on film. I decided to, for at least the rest of the month, to purely shoot on film. My name is Moe and I'm not a professional photographer. I just do this for fun. It's something that I use as an outlet, even though it's semi-adjacent to what I normally do, which is videography. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. It's just a channel where I talk about life, my life, or random things in relation to videography or photography. I found myself having felt overwhelmed lately with the amount of things that I felt like I wanted to do or needed to do. I thought that if I slowed the process down by shooting on film, then I could take my time a bit and be a bit more present. Go out there and be a bit more intentional with what I was shooting, to really consider if something is even worth shooting. And then also take that leap sometimes, even if I'm unsure if something is going to be worth shooting, to just go for it anyway, to see for myself. I set up a last minute shoot with this model Christine, and we went to the city to shoot some portraits. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Christine, and we're here in Martin Place going to do a photo shoot.
There you go. You excited?
Yes, super excited. So exciting. So yeah, come follow us on our journey today.
Oh, you're an expert at
Yes.
this. And we're just gonna look back towards me like that. Yeah. Go look back. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh shit! Yeah, that's the one. Just eyes here if you can. Yeah. 3. Stop. 3. Stop. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. One more. I think I like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the left side of the jacket and just leave it hanging on your right side. So like fully off. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And then right hand up. Look. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're sort of like leaning forward a little bit. Yeah. That's nice. Double check the lighting. I didn't really plan to have another portrait shoot this month. The only film stock I had left was the Kodak Ultramax. So I guess in a way I was testing out the Ultramax as well for portraits, just to see if it can achieve a similar look to what I've been used to shooting on Portra 400. And taking it slow, I sort of hyper focus a little bit more on posture and faces, and obviously shooting on film you're not getting a preview, so there's no point doing test shots. So I had to make sure that the posing and the faces and the composition was something I really wanted to do. I think that goes back to delayed gratification and patience, and really be in the moment and look at it first before deciding to pull the trigger. And even through the multiple shoots I did this month on film, now, I'm not gonna lie, some of them were just flat, like it didn't work. So here's an example of a location I thought would have enough light to capture the portrait. That's something I get to learn from, to actually take the shot. When I get it back, have a look at it and realize, okay, next time I'll know a location like this, it's not giving me enough light to really make it sharp, or I'm just using the wrong settings as I'm shooting.
It's just called, the brand's called Blunt. But it's what? Say again? Oh, wow. Someone's 2021's calling. Anyways.
And there's just a softness to it when you're shooting portraits or film. The roll off between the highlights and the shadows. It's just, yeah. I mean, and like everybody knows that it's not too hard to emulate the look of film when you're shooting digital. But it's respecting, for me, it's respecting the tradition and process of shooting on film that I enjoy. On a different day, I set up a smaller shoot with Michaela.
And then we'll freestyle a little bit and then it should be good. It'll be quick.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
Someone who I've shot before. I used 2 different cameras, so again I used the Nikon F601 and the Kodak Retina 3C, which is, I don't know if this is considered point and shoot, but it folds out. The lens folds out. The lens is a Schneider 50mm 2.0, and honestly, like, the shots you can get out of this, it's really, really sharp. It's really pleasant. I was actually very surprised. On this camera, I had black and white film. I had the Ilford HP5, and I had Portra 400 on the Nikon.
Just roll with it, but just try to keep the face straight. So like, yeah, give me that lean again when you're fucking leaning. Yeah, but keep the face straight. Yeah, there you go, yeah. So this one's black and white. I'm gonna get closer. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not too fussed on the background. I'm not too fussed on trying to get angles. It's more so, first and foremost for me, when I'm shooting a film, I'm looking at the light situation. Like, where am I gonna get the most pleasing light on them? And then it's a matter of just posture and face and really dialing in on what I'm trying to capture about them when I'm shooting on film. The aesthetic of film for me is so nice that I always tell, well, the models that I'm setting up that we could shoot anywhere. Like, it's not, for me, it's, the aesthetic is just there. The fact that it's shot on film is just makes it a nice looking portrait anyway.
Three, two, one. One more. Well, you wasted $10.
And here's a little side by side with the black and white film and color film, Ilford HP5 and Portra 400. One of the days in March, I went out with a friend, Frankie, who's somewhat interested in street photography. So I let her use one of my cameras whenever we go out. And that was fun. So we did a photo walk. Yeah, so even then, like, I used the Nikon camera to shoot a few candidates of her here and there while we're hanging out. And these were on Portra 400. And that was a very dark day. It was a rainy, cloudy day. So there was no sun out really. And even then, it just glows. I don't know what the right word would be, but there's just a nice aesthetic to it. You know, skin tones and how light the shadows are. And when I'm shooting on film, because I'm not using aperture priority, I'm trying to learn to get to a point where I don't need to use my light meter too much on my phone. So what I do is I bring up a light meter app on my phone to gauge what the settings should be on my camera. And so far it's worked well for me, but I'm also hoping that the more I do it, I want to get to a point where I can sort of eyeball it and know that, oh, okay, this is the light I'm getting, this is the shadows I'm getting. And yes, shooting on film can get expensive. Everything adds up if you're shooting multiple rolls a month. So I'll probably take a little bit of a break now that March is pretty much nearly over. I think I've had my fill of just learning what I can this month by shooting exclusively on film. I think I need to save a little bit of money after that. I feel like it taught me a lot in terms of simplifying things and just having faith in my eye as a photographer, to not have to rely on anything else but just the model, the subject, to just rely purely on composition and lighting. Just really get down to the core. It almost became a little bit of an obsession for me this month to slow down. There's another thing too, I think, when you're shooting on film, it's like there's no sense of self-judgment happening for me because I'm not able to preview it on the spot. It's you take the photo, that's done, let's move on. And waiting sometimes a few days, sometimes even a week or two to get your photos back. Yeah, it goes back to being present. It's you did street photography on film for the day, cool, let's send it off, and that day is done. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you learned something or just enjoyed watching the process. And I'll see you guys next time.